Anybody in here?
No, not yet. Well, you'll get here when you get here. I hope. I need views, guys, so. Just be doing some clipping some wire tonight. It's not that time. It's a lot of dang wire. This is all packed up stupid.
I don't know who's in charge of that.
Need to not do that again. Look at this. This is a nightmare.
I guess I'm cutting through it fast enough.
There's just so much.
It's like a stupid amount of wire.
All tangled up. We'll get through it.
Hey, what's going on in here?
I see one of you guys at least popped in. Hey, I had a I had an electronic waste
Event this weekend. Yeah, hello. You guys, there's I'll show you here in a minute. This is up here in my lobby. We did an electronic waste event over the weekend. And that whole room, and then there's a room back there, it is filled to the brim with just old tech and etc. etc. And there's no room in the shop. Let me go on a tour since there's 15 of you in here. I'm clipping this wire to take in tomorrow. But you guys, this one particular client gave me a crazy amount of stuff. And I'm going to refurb a bunch of this stuff here on the live stream and put up some videos. We took in a whole bunch of... That's not even a dent in the laptops. Just wait a second. A bunch of these towers, most of those are going to be junk. This old eMac. A lot of this stuff's going to go on eBay once I get it refurbed. This box here, this all came from a local government body. And a lot of these are pretty nice. Okay, this one's got an issue, but look at the tech, you know what I mean? Ryzen 5, that's crazy. Whole box there. Now watch the servers. A whole bunch of servers. More servers. Now we're in the print room. This is all old. It's been here for a while. More servers. More servers. Here's where we get into the good stuff. This other client gave me, if you've ever seen these Dell Optiplex, this is an all-in-one desktop, but it's just small, and you plug it into your monitor or whatever. I sold a couple of these on eBay, and I usually get between 1 and like 200. And I know it's a nightmare. I usually get between 1 and like 250 for these. Just wait a second, and I'll show you how many they gave me. This whole box is full of them. And then they have this other kind. I've never seen these before. This is also a desktop. i7 8s in here. I'm going to set the camera down so I can open this. Sorry. Bear with me. There we go. We got the cover off. So it's really cool how this one works. Got your memory in here. This particular client pulls all of their hard drives out. So every one of these and these, they've already pulled the hard drives. They've done the same on the laptops. So I showed you that to show you this. There's this box. This box and the box under it are all full of those 7050s. And then there's a bunch of laptops over here. And there's a couple in here. Here's one I pulled out. Like, this is just an insane amount of tech I've got to process. Look at all of these I don't exactly know what these are. I tried to Google it, ChatGPT, etc., and all it did was give me a bunch of information I don't know anything about. So yeah, I'm super excited to go through some of this. I'm gonna show you in just a second. I got to get back over there. There's a whole big. Oh, you guys, if you've never seen in this room before, this is the big printer. This is probably the biggest printer half of you will have ever seen. But this is my money maker. So it can do print or cut. It'll cut vinyl, make stickers, things like that. But this tote, this is full of a different model of laptop, and they gave me something like 50 of these. But again, they've pulled the hard drives out. These are all, if they're like the ones I got before. Let's see if they left the screws open. They sure did. No, there's one of them too tight. I don't want to go get a screwdriver. These are all NVMe based, so I'm going to have to buy probably $3,000 worth of hard drives, but I mean, there's an incredible amount of stuff. You know, I think it's got to be something like that. I don't know if it's to accelerate. Look at the ports. I really don't know. I just know that there's a ton of these. So I want to see what some of them are. See if there's any value. Oh yeah, I'll probably make really well on this. But again, like you said, I got to take my time to do it. I'm really interested in checking these switches out. Seeing what's going on with these. These are weird. I've never seen switches like this before. I had this, I was messing with it the other day. And these these modules pull out. Was it this one that I was goofing with? Yeah. There we go. Yeah, look at that. So then this little blade pops out. That's like an expansion slot. I have never seen a switch like this. This actually, it is a crazy amount. This was a new client. Actually, literally my bank. And they know what my business is. So the local manager called their tech office and said, hey, one of our members does this, and I'm state licensed. And they said, okay, well, we're going to do our hard drives, and then you come take everything else. So everything in this room all came from my bank, except not the tube TVs. Those come from our public events. And you'd be surprised. I sell a lot of that stuff, the tubes. A lot of them go right on eBay. Like this old IBM CRT, for whatever reason, I think old gamers and stuff, usually, they'll pay for that. So I'll end up getting every bit of $75 out of that one. It's I don't know. I couldn't even tell you the path it took to get here. I talk about it in some of my other videos. If you hit subscribe and go through that playlist someday, because this started out as a repair shop, and the pandemic hit, and times changed, and then I got into sign printing, and now I do a bunch of things. Here's the server rack. That's my buddy Ken's server. He pays for rack space up here, but we're moving things out because we want to put these in. And yeah, that's me being a goof when I got the sign printer. Can't take anything serious. I don't think there's enough time in the world to go through all the tech that comes in. And some of these old neat things like this, I was goofing with this earlier. Let's see if I can get this on again. Earlier I had this little, there you go, look at that. Isn't that something? I wouldn't have, yeah, it's crazy that some of this stuff goes through, you know what I mean? things like this. I move a ton of these on eBay. I don't know why. I'm not entirely sure why people buy them, but they buy them, so hey, why not? But I sit here and I've gotten pretty good at doing the refurb stuff. So I'm interested. I wish this had an input, man. I'd like to see this. Unfortunately, we have the digital TV stuff now and there's no input on this unit. Just that external antenna thing. So turn it back off. I like that though. I did look it up on eBay and there are people selling that exact same one. So that one's gonna be on eBay, but I don't know. I don't even know where to start. That's why I started with the wire, because look how many buckets of wire there are. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. This whole box here. This is all full of wire. There's these battery backups everywhere. These, I'm gonna try to. Let me show you this. I'm gonna try to fix this later in the week. Got a couple of these. I have no idea how vacuum tubes even work, so that'll probably get me electrocuted. So make sure you're on that live stream when I start messing with that. There's that one, and then there's a little bit bigger of one. Here's the back side, and here's the front. So I'm gonna mess with those later in the week. Oh, I can't even get to, you can't even, well, maybe you can see it here. There's a big scale down here. Let me give you guys an understanding of how my business works now. There's this small scale. I started out as a repair shop. I stopped doing repair during the pandemic because the state said people couldn't, this was not an essential business and people shouldn't be around, can't be open, etc. So I had to find something else to do. So I bought that big printer in there and I started selling stickers and stuff on Etsy. And that got me through the pandemic. Barely. And I was broke one day and my mom had this idea to have this recycling event. And she explained it to me. The thing that they do up there, she lives in Alaska. And she said, you know, these people will come and drop off stuff and you just take and scrap it in for metal, recycle it, and get paid for it. And so I thought that was the craziest thing I'd ever heard. I tried it. And I took her idea and I ran with it. And then I found some different places. And so I'm going to give you some tips if you're interested. But I found these different places that pay better money for certain stuff. So these, and the price has gone up. It's tied to the price of gold. But like these brown boards, I sell these brown boards in Cleveland, Ohio. It's a 4-hour drive for me. I don't go. I have a close friend that makes the drive for me. She is my business partner in a different business that we own downtown here. But so she does this drive for me. But these boards, my local junkyard will give you 10 cents a pound for these, but down there we get 5 times that. We have 50 cents a pound for these. For green boards here in town, it maxes out at $1, whether that's a motherboard or something like this. So I want to just show you guys some of these, because if you're doing any kind of scrapping, I want to show you what to look for. You don't have a bunch of heavy components and you've got this green board with a chip with black epoxy and a gold tab in the corner like this. This becomes a high grade board automatically. Now I'm going to pull this over. We're going to go throw this on the scale. I want you to understand how fast this adds up. If you go to boardsort.com, BoardSort, that is the company that's in Cleveland that we sell to. For these high-grade boards, you're getting almost just under $5 a pound right now. This board is just under a pound. There's at least $4.50 on this one board. And when you take a van full, that's a crazy amount of money, okay? So it's well worth your time. Like, to get into this line of work, here's where it gets really crazy. Look, here's another one right under it. Boom. Gold tab, same price. Gold tab, same price. Gold tab on that one, same price. Now, if you don't have that, but you have, I want to give you an example. This guy here, no gold tab, but nothing, no heavy electrical stuff. This is more logic. That's what these black chips do, logic mostly. When you don't have that gold corner BGA, then you go down a grade, and those are closer to $2.50 to $3 a pound. Look, there's another one I just found. So there's quite a bit of, I mean, this bucket here is worth, I mean, I can't weigh it. You've seen the scale. There's no way I can do it right now, but I'm going to guess there's every bit of $100 right there. You guys all know what memory looks like. You may or may not. There's 3 different ways that they sort it. I'm dropping circuit boards everywhere. You got these 10-fingered ones. You've got these shielded ones. These are worth a little bit less than the other stuff, but this is the one that's the most valuable. Is this stuff right here. I can't even make this up. That stuff, regular memory, doesn't matter if it works, doesn't matter if it doesn't work, any of this, but that memory in particular is $35 a pound right now for the gold content. And all you got to do is either drive there with it, or, you know, they've got a phone number you can call. You can get, the guy's name is Chris. You call Chris, you get their shipping address. You can ship it down. I've been sending to them for years before we started making the drive. Here's another thing. These connectors, when you cut wire, any scrappers in here, if you're cutting wire and taking it to the junkyard, junkyards will pay you better for the wire if you cut the ends off. Here's the part that nobody tells you. These connectors, not the ones that plug into like the wall outlet, never mind my totally illegal outlet, right? But these cords, when you cut off, this one's DisplayPort, but things like HDMI, USB, I see some VGAs in there, different kind, IDE over here. There's a bunch of different ones. You guys, those are $2.05 a pound. So if you're sweeping that up and throwing it into your like shredded scrap, you are losing a whole bunch of money on that, because that bucket right here, let's see if we can hit the scale. I don't know if I can hit the button. Let me zoom out and see if we can do it. Ah, you shit. There we go. Now what did I do? You guys, I can't see anything over there. Anyways, that bucket's every bit of like $40. I weighed it the other day. What the hell's going on with this scale anyways? Oh. What'd we do? Help. There we go. I don't know what I had done. Okay. Button. There we go. Is that this one? Okay, that's this scale. So we're just going to go ahead and zero that scale off, and I'm going to pull this bucket. Give me a second. Hang on. All right. So I zeroed out the scale with it off so that you could see. There's, geez, I'm out of breath. Okay. They're on the floor. Zeroed the thing out. It's about 10 pounds negative. So, okay, so I was off. There's $20 in the bucket. But that's $20. So, don't be throwing that stuff away. We get a ton of it from all these different little communities. Oh, here's the other one that you'll probably particularly like. These old phones. Flip phones. We get these by the box full. All the time. If you pull the batteries out. Once the battery's out, boardsort.com will give us, it's just under $6 a pound. The batteries have to be removed. I have a different place that will buy the batteries. Now that's just for what I call dumb phones. I've got mechanical clicking buttons. Any smartphones, like that tablet doesn't go in here. Smartphones go in a different pile and they pay a different price, and it's a little bit less, $2 or $3 a pound, but it adds up. So this is what I started doing. I go from one community to another, and my staff, there's 3 of us, we have these events where the community comes out and they throw all their stuff, bring it to us, and we do this. We make a giant mess in here. We get hard drives, and in a couple of different ways, we destroy your data. So we make sure to protect you guys. But once your data is destroyed, we send this stuff down to that place in Cleveland, unless we can sell it. Like these smartphones, some of these are good enough. I pulled an iPhone 11 out of here yesterday that just had a bad screen. So I put a new screen on it. I've been doing that for years. I've got stacks of screens. But, so it's kind of a fun thing. It's an interesting thing. You wouldn't think, I mean, because when you explain it to people, you sound crazy, right? Am I wrong? You sound absolutely insane trying to explain what this business is. And then when I've had these people start working for me and they see the checks that come from it, it's ludicrous. So I'm going to go back in this room. I have to get this off the floor. It's not super late my time yet. It's 1 o'clock in the morning. I got to get this stuff off the floor. And as you saw what I was doing, at least you, the first gentleman who's been talking. Actually, in my particular case, I can't sell this server data because I'm licensed by the state of Michigan for this activity. It's a $2,000 a year license to be a registered electronics recycler here. And per that license, I have to destroy the data one way or another. So I prefer, there's an arbor press back, you probably can't see it from here. Yeah, you can. I can zoom right in on it. There's an arbor press right back there behind that broom handle, and that'll punch holes right in them most of the time. If it's a terabyte or bigger, I don't bother to do that because I can use a program, and it's free. You can get a copy of this. There's a program called DBAN. DBAN is Derek's Boot and Nuke. And if you get that and put it on a USB stick and you have a hard drive plugged in, then all of a sudden it will rewrite over top of that drive several times until the data is not recoverable. And so that's what we do for big drives that we want to reuse. But again, that tool's free. Thumb drive's not, but they're cheap enough. But I'm getting these let me read what you said there. Yeah, if it's included, Bit, yeah. I have that installed on my desktop. I used to do a lot of, again, this started out as a repair shop. So I used to do a lot of phone repairs, a lot of iPhone stuff, and I would back people's iPhones up to my desktop. And so using iTunes or whatever. So I would use BleachBit to shred those backups. But I wonder why they held that. It told me on my side that it held that for review. And I'm very confused as to why they would have held that. That's pretty crazy. But you can see how fast these add up. I've been doing this I started this one. I went live. I'm trying to get this channel monetized. I was monetized once upon a time. If you ever go back and look at my old videos, I used to actually do videos of the repairs I was doing in the shop. And then I got sidetracked. And life took its little adventure, you know what I mean? So that's how life is sometimes. It's been something. I talk about it in some of the videos on the channel. I was here, we did the sign shop, and then I had a friend who owned a restaurant down the street, and I went down there to help him. And I spent most of 2000, he got himself shut down, okay? And so I went down there and I figured out what it was that got him shut down. He had taken a wall out of the kitchen without a permit, and the city shut him down for it. And they wanted a bunch of stuff, and he didn't know how to get through the red tape. So I went down there, and I tried to help, and I ended up in a spot where I had a purchase agreement, and I was going to buy the place from him, and it was really nice, and we had just gotten a rental kitchen that we were starting to use, and long story short, this guy screwed me over. So if you see some days that I go live, so it's 1 in the morning now, but sometimes I'll go live sometime between like 3 and 9 p.m. Eastern. You'll see that I'm cooking during that time if I'm live. After the deal fell apart with that restaurant, the girl that was working for me at the time as the bartender, her and I decided that all that work can't have been for nothing. So we picked a new name and got a lease and got a food license and started a kind of a DoorDash only operation. And now we've got people that buy our pizza every week. Some people. We got some pretty good repeat customers and really high reviews. We bought a building about in early June. So I mean, I'm doing different stuff, but I wonder why it's doing all this. Sometimes the censorship in the chat is crazy on my side. Very weird. But I feel like I'm never gonna make it through the pile of wire, you guys. But I mean, I will eventually. Then I gotta get all that in there. This one's junk wire. GA cables. I'm gonna scoot forward and get a better reach on this wire. And if you can't see me, I'm gonna pop again. I'm gonna look at the screen in a second. I want you to tell me if you couldn't see because of where I was sitting. Let's see what's going on here. Try to keep my leg out of the way. I'm just remembering I've got a candy bar over there. I'm pretty interested in that. Okay. You see? Oh, my leg is kind of in the way, isn't it? I don't think I can. You know what I can do? Hang on. I have an idea. I don't know how effective it's going to be, but. It's kind of working, right? Yeah, that will work. That's not, oh, it's kind of working. I just know I gotta get the stuff done. That's all. It's certainly been an adventure these last few years, and I think I'm on the better side of it now. It was pretty iffy for a little while, guys. It was very iffy for a while. Some of that, unfortunately, I can't even talk about on here. But there was, in the process of this all, there was kids, There was a divorce. There was a suicide. There was a lot of stuff. So to be where I am now, I suppose I'll take it. Because I sure could be in an awful lot worse situation. Definitely kind of at the top of the hill looking down now, if that makes sense. But not that I'm at the top by a long shot, but I'm certainly not at the bottom anymore. It's like the never-ending supply of wire. Usually when I get stuff like this, it's not these little tiny pieces of Cat 5 like this. This is like a crazy amount of cutting I'm having to do. It's definitely more, usually it's longer pieces. This one feels different. This must be Cat 6, I bet. Interesting. Let me see if I can turn this again so you guys gotta keeping some kind of a view on the stuff. It's just a ton of wire. We get this stuff done, and then over the next few days, I'll start doing like the laptop repairs. You guys saw, or some of you guys, I'm sure, are the same group of people. Some of those laptops back there, I can show you if you don't know how to do it. I'll do some refurb videos so that you can see how to, I mean, from the ground up. Some of those are going to have bad batteries, and some of those are going to have no hard drive because of the client. They pull some of those out before I get them. They come from two different places, so some of them are going to have hard drives in. But I'll show you how to do all that. I'll show you how to make a Windows 10 or 11 bootable installer. I'll show you how to do the install. I'll show you how to activate Windows, provided that you have, you know, licensable hardware. Wouldn't want to teach you guys anything shifty, but if you pay attention long enough, you might learn a thing or two. I've been doing this for a long time. I've been in this building. I bought this building with some friends, and our venture went two different directions. So I bought this place in 2014. I've been self-employed the entire time. I left a plastic factory to get into tech. I never went back to private employment. I have been self-employed the whole time. If you haven't gathered, or if you're new to the channel and you don't know from my other stuff, I'm actually a software engineer. What did you say? Oh yeah, man, this is just ridiculous how much wire there is. Like I was saying, I'm actually a software engineer, and I haven't done any software in quite a long time. About 2 weeks ago, I went and applied and got approved as an Android developer, so I'm licensed for Android development again. I'm going to be doing some videos. I put an app up the other day, actually, and I didn't want to record any videos until I got familiar, because it was a new language, and I didn't want to come on here looking foolish. It was a language I have not used before, so I wrote this, ironically, I wrote this app designed to help you study to be a SafeServe certified food manager, and that is now on the Play Store. It's free and it's app supported, and I don't even remember what I named it. And it's like food safety prep something something. The name of the if anybody wants to learn how to do that, the app is under the name Vestige Media is the developer name. That's me. But don't get it yet because I just have ads on. And you're not going to be helping me out in there. I'll put a patch in the next couple of days. But I got to get this stuff out of my lobby first. So I'm going to do some more apps and things like that. And then once I'm familiar with, so that was done in, I used Visual Studio comes with a, it used to be when I did apps before that I used Android Studio. And now this time around I'm using Visual Studio. And it's got the, for a while they called it Xamarin, but now it's called Maui. And it's just using .NET programming, C#, and then you write the app one time and you can export it for iPhone, Android, Windows, or Mac OS, like MacBooks and such. You can do one program and do it all at once. So I started familiarizing myself with that, but I don't want to come on here looking like a buffoon with that. So I'm gonna get a little bit more familiar first. Hello, I'm seeing you. Are you stripping for copper? Yes. Yeah, I certainly am. Yes. Tech Talk is absolutely correct. This whole building is full of tech, but I cannot arrange things in such a way. It's so packed that I can't even. Like there's no room to do anything. So I'm getting the wire and like the scrap metal portion out of the building so that I have room to work. I didn't expect to get that order when I did. Well, see, now I've moved the balance. Oh, I think I got it right. I didn't expect the bank to deliver this stuff when I already had a public event going on, like 2 days later, and so it double stacked me, and now it's just a crazy amount of stuff. So, and I'll get through it. I've done it. Again, I've been doing this part of it for a little while, and I'm gonna be pretty excited to get some of those servers into the cabinet and see what we can do with that. Man, we're putting a dent in the wire, guys. Taking a little bit of time to get there, but yeah, usually, man. And when it's not the motherboards, then it's the code, you know. But you'll see when I'm not here too. Like, if you watch the stream when I'm doing the food business, it's one of the 3 things on my mind 24/7. There we go. You guys can't hardly see that stuff, can you? I'm trying to keep it where I can see. I'm trying to keep it where I can see the conversation, and also you guys see what I'm doing. But I've got you propped up on this little box over here. So if I don't respond for a minute or two, I'll put my this is the bucket with the ends. These ends, again, I was telling these guys earlier, I sell these ends to a company called Board Sort. You can Google them. They're reputable. They've been around for a while. They're in Cleveland, Ohio. These ends, which is just Cat 5 ends that you'd normally sweep and like throw them away, right? These ends, $2.05 a pound right now. And their price list is public. You can pop on there in your browser. That's a pretty good way to capitalize. They buy a whole bunch of different stuff, and I'm super happy that I discovered them years ago. Some of the stuff they pay incredibly incredibly high dollar amount per pound. Computer memory, for example. So it's really worth taking a peek if you're doing any of this kind of stuff. There we go. Make sure I get all these ends. The place that's gonna buy the wire is about 3 blocks behind me in the industrial park. And the old man that runs the place is kind of a jerk. So I want to make sure I send them good, clean stuff because I don't want to listen to him when it's not going his way, you know what I mean? Just don't put any junk in the box and it'll be all right. Oh, here's a big wire. I'm just thinking about that candy bar on my desk. Totally forgot until a few minutes ago. Okay, this is what I'm talking about, junk wire. You guys see this? This is like cable TV wire. They don't accept this at all, even if I clip it. And if I get it in my box of wire, then they start hooting and hollering. So we just throw this right in the tote behind me. There's another one. This is junk. This is the same thing. Coaxial. Nobody buys that. It goes in the sheet metal. That thing I was telling you guys about the plugs, these do not count. They do not go in this bucket. These go in the sheet metal. Other people call it different stuff. Breakage. Sheet metal. I call it shred myself. But I don't know. It adds up. Anything that doesn't belong somewhere else goes in there. Even concrete sometimes. There's almost room for me to sit on the floor with you guys. See if I can come down here. You guys, let me show you this other, flip this around. I was in this chair. It's not plugged in, but this is an old massage chair that we've had around here for a little while. I wish I had a cord here to plug it in. The cord's, it usually sits over in that corner. So, oh well. Pretty nice chair. My friend was throwing it away. I said, "You're not throwing that away. Give me that." What technician did this, bundled this shit up this way? Like, why would they do this? Let me cut all these ends off real fast. One. Who's kidding? It makes it kind of hard to see where the ends are. I don't really care for that, I guess. There's only one more. You guys see any more? I don't. I think that's it. All right. Next bundle. I'm going to stream for a few more minutes. My phone battery's getting low. So, not super low. I got a few minutes. But this is the part where I tell the few of you that are in here if you haven't already, I would appreciate the old clicking the subscribe button, because I'm always on here yapping about something. You guys don't even, I couldn't even tell you how many of this is one cord. I looked for one of these. I absolutely needed one. If you guys know the difference between a router and a switch is dumber than a router, except in the case where you have what's called a managed switch, and it's got a little bit of logic. In order to factory reset one, you usually need this thing. And I looked and looked and looked, and I didn't have one anywhere in the shop. Now that I have one, there's like 50 of them in this bucket, in this pile of stuff. So now I found one. So now that I don't need one, you know, that's the way it is sometimes, I guess. It's just so much wire. I really didn't think there was going to be that much when I dumped this on the floor, and I really didn't see it taking that long. Well, I guess we were in the other room for a few minutes though. I was giving you the old tour. That's all. Now we get down to some of this stuff's the nitty gritty, these tiny ones that are in baggies. This, you know, like, I'm gonna sit here and open them all just to turn around and clip them. I tried for a long time to individually sell these too, and there's just no, it's too much oversaturated. That's the word I want. It's too much of an oversaturated market for some of this stuff on eBay, so you can't really sell some of it. But a lot of that stuff in the back room will be on there. There we go. With these ends off here. We'll pick this crap up off the floor. All right, what do we got? You see all those? These all go in the bucket. Not you. Not you. Yes. Okay. Keep going, I guess. Almost done. Almost done. Keep telling yourself that. Old phone chargers. What a nightmare. This is a part where I start to get a little sleepy, and then I'm putting stuff in the wrong spots, and I can't go to bed because I need it done, because my driver's going to be here in the morning, and I need him to take this stuff over there before he starts working. So I gotta stay up and do it. I'm trying to hit a 1 hour goal, I think. on the live here, so probably, what's that give me? 9 minutes. We're going to do 9 more minutes of yapping. 9 more minutes as long as we keep people in here. That's not bad, I guess. That's good credit. 9 minutes, 2 people. That's 20 minutes credit. Could be even more than that. I have to have 4,000 watched hours to be monetized, and I'm sitting on close to half of that. And I was monetized once upon the time, but they changed all the rules a long time ago. So it's unfortunate for me, but we're close. I'd like to do it. I think we can. You guys just coming in. I've been cutting at this pile of wire now for 50 minutes, and you can't even see it all because it's still way over there. I'm still trying to knock all this out. And then there's an endless supply of wire back there in that room. So I have to go straight into that probably. I don't want to say endless supply, but you know what I mean. I'm being sarcastic, but there's a very large amount of wire in this building. So what's this one? 3-footer. Now, I explained this a few times, and there's more people coming in and more people coming out. So I'm just showing you guys. I'm getting all these Cat 5 cables. I'm cutting the ends off. These ends are going to the wire is going to the local junkyard. These add up quickly. You can go to a place called BoardSort, boardsort.com. They're out of Cleveland. You can send this stuff to them. They will pay you for these USB ends, HDMI, DisplayPort. So if you're into tech or scrapping and you're getting all this, you should know that everything in this bucket, that's $2 a pound. So you absolutely don't want to be throwing this stuff in the junk. I see a bunch of people just popped in. Throw something down there in the comments for me to talk about, because I'm rambling on over here. You can't see me off the screen, but I'm cutting all these ends off real quick. Boy, these, whatever brand this wire is, this white wire's junk. Oh, this dark blue one too. It's like Timu wire. It does not want to cut. It's very flexible. It's getting caught in my cutters. Oh, one more. All right, those are all cut. Did I miss any, guys? Did I get them all? I think I got them all in that bundle. I have been doing this for quite a while tonight. Got a whole bucket here. Oops. So I'm going to finish this up. And we'll see how I'm feeling. There's a whole bunch in that room. So we'll see if I do any of that. I probably won't stream any of that because I've only got 8% on my phone's battery remaining. I don't want to be stuck to a charger while I'm trying to stream, you know what I mean? Did I get all those? I did. Jeez. A few more. if I haven't already said this a bunch of times, I've got a Snickers bar over there on my desk, and I really want it. So I'm kind of excited to be going straight to that in a minute. Tell me that's not some real fat kid activity. But if you're just popping in, twisting wires. And I'm definitely not ending the stream with this many people in here unless my battery dies. So if you've never had any these Fat Macs, I think Stanley makes these. You can get these on Amazon. These are some pretty good cutters, and they come with a lifetime guarantee. I've got about 7 pairs of them, and this is the only one I can find. Story of my life. Okay, where's the other end? Right there. Yeah, 6%. Guys, unfortunately, I don't think I've got a choice but to end this thing. So I've got plenty of other really good content stuff coming up. And if you're a techie or a foodie, you should hit that subscribe button, because I'm coming back. I'll be back on tomorrow with some other stuff. I don't cook again till Saturday, so anything between now and then will all be tech related while I go through this mountain of stuff here in the office. Other than that, though, if you want to, pop in and listen to me yapping, I'm pretty good at it. I am going to let it go till the bitter end, though. I'm either going to get all the wire done, or the battery is going to be down to 1% before I let it go. But I'm at 5% right now. Really? There you go. We're getting there. Almost got a whole box done. I don't know if I'm going to make it through. There's one. I'm going to grab that big pile over there. Get that from there. What'd you do? What'd you guys do that for? There we go. I gotta find all the ends. Bear with me for a minute here. 2, 3. Imagine I rushed and got my finger or something. That'd be real fun. Do I got them all? No, I sure don't. Got a blue one and got an orange one left. That's it. Oh, it looks like. Okay. There's that big bundle all done. All right, guys. I'm down to 4%. I'm gonna do this one and this orange one in the bag, pick up a couple things. I'm gonna do the rest off camera. Hit that subscribe button. I'll be back doing tech all week. There's about 50, well, no, that was just from the one order. There's probably every bit of 100 laptops in the back room that I've got to refurb and put on eBay over the next couple of days. So I'll be doing laptop diagnosis and repair. I'll be doing some live, and I'll be doing some specific video on issues that are known to certain models. So hit that subscribe button and tune in for that stuff. I could really use the views, and some of you may be interested in, you know, getting hit by the old learning tree over here. So there's plenty of stuff to pick up on. Been doing this for a real long time, so I'd like to share that knowledge. In the meanwhile, I'm going to keep getting rid of some of the mess that's in here so that when I do go live tomorrow, because I might do it, man, at least a couple times tomorrow I will go live. I don't know exactly what time, but we made it through this big pile. That's all clipped now. That's all in here. And look at how many Ethernet ends we got. That's just ludicrous. So there's only 3 more in these little bags to cut. I just don't know that I've got the battery for it. Okay, that's going to be it for me for tonight, guys. Hit that subscribe button. I'll wait. I'm waiting. I'm just making sure you've got time. I'll give you 10 seconds, and then I'll catch you guys all tomorrow. Have a good night. I don't know what time zone you guys are in. It's 1:30 in the morning for me. I got about another hour to work, and then I'm going to bed. But my phone's dead. So, okay, that's your time. I'll see you guys tomorrow.